Good evening, I'm John, and I'm here to show you how to ingest data into rhizome. Let's log in. We can see that we will have 3 charts here. Takes a while to load, but gives you a pretty good snapshot of what's happening in these 3 endemic countries, minus Nigeria. Congratulations. Let's first go into Manage System and create 2 users. We're going to create one user called vanilla user, or vanilla cones, and vanilla@cones.com. Make them a country level admin. Click submit. Make sure that they have the right roles here, and we will make them responsible for Pakistan. Add one more user. We're going to call them chocolate cones, and chocolate at user.com should work. I need to add the location type field. Be good. So we have this user, chocolate cones, add their roles. We are going to make them responsible for Afghanistan. Click submit, and all that information is there. Now let's create a couple campaigns. We're going to create the 2 nationalization days for Pakistan. There we go. That got created. You can see there. Now let's create February. Pakistan NID. February. Awesome. So we have February and January for Pakistan. Now, the fun part, let's create a couple indicators. First, let's create a tag. Since we're going to be creating kind of silly indicators, we're going to create something called ice cream cones, so that this way we can attach all of our information to these tags. It'll be easy for us to find. So we change the parent to polio, so that it's going to be first in the tree, so that easier for us to find. So let's create a couple indicators here. The objective is to be able to create an indicator that we will be able to attach raw data to, as well as indicators that we can calculate via, for instance, numerator and denominator. So let's say first we want to say chocolate cone count. Okay, we have chocolate cone count. It is an integer. We save there. We can add a tag. Let's make it ice cream cones. Let's remove polio. That's good. So we'll make one more that we can attach the raw data to, which will be called vanilla cone count. Oops. There we go. Save. We will add the ice cream cones and again. So now let's create another one. Let's call it total cone count. There we go. Add a tag. Ice cream cones. Now let's also add the some calculations to this. So this is going to be the sum of chocolate and vanilla. So we have these 2 indicators that correspond to or add up to the value for this total cone count. Let's make one more indicator. It's going to be called percentage of indicators, or percentage of cones that are chocolate, of cones that are chocolate, choc cone percent. This is a percent, and there we go. Now, finally, let's do this as we have before. Add that to the ice cream cone tag. And let's also make this a calculation. So the numerator for this is going to be chocolate cones. Chocolate cone count. And the denominator is going to be total cone count. Beautiful. Great, so we have our campaigns, we have our indicators, we have our users. So let's go ahead and add some data. So the data that we're going to be looking at today is super simple. For example, vanilla cones, chocolate cones, geocodes, campaigns. This is going to look something like what you will use to populate a custom dashboard or the management dashboard. There's also data entry in which you can kind of toy with this information. We can go into that later, but for now, let's upload this data and let's have a go with that. So this might take a second to load. Refresh. There we go. So I want to load up this CSV that I just showed you. I will map the unique ID, the location code, and the campaign code so the system knows where to get that information from. I'll review. And here I will see that there is one of these little submissions for each row in the sheet. So you can see for unique ID 10, we have 38 vanilla cones. That looks about right. So what we want to do here is have something that looks kind of like this for the total cone count, and then something like this for the chocolate cone percentage count. So let's upload the data or let's sync the data. First we have to map it. We have to make sure that, for instance, the system knows what I'm talking about when I say SIND, which currently it doesn't because we use codes, WHO region codes, as opposed to string names to map, specifically because, for instance, there may be in Nigeria, a district and a province that have the same name. So we like to use codes in order to auto map. So once you map Punjab, it will automatically go to this master object ID. If you have a district and you have made this mapping, you're going to run into problems. So we are going to encourage people to use codes. Define your own standard if you need to, but use the WHO codes if it's possible. So we mapped those locations. Now we have the campaigns up here, and we can search. So we have Pakistan January 2016. There we go. Now we have Pakistan February 2016. Great. So finally, let's map these indicators. So this is going to go to our vanilla cone count. This is going to go to our chocolate cone count. And we're good to go. We can set the data up for reprocessing and refresh. So we see here that there is a little bit of a mismatch, and the reason that is one of the ways we can dig into this is how come all this data didn't get through? Well, when you look here, you can see that for Punjab, or for KP, we have pretty much a typo. So there is 2 rows for KP for the same campaign. This should say February. As opposed to fixing this or re-uploading file, let's just try to see if this works in the data browser, if we can get this data to show up. So first we search 2016, 01 to, let's call it March. We want Pakistan. We also want all of the provinces that we uploaded data for. We want to check out everything under cones, so anything under this ice cream cone, we want all this stuff. So this is why I added those tags, so it'll be easier for us to figure out this or rather find the indicators we want as we search. So I think I need to clear cache here, which is something that I'm having the guys in China work on. Try one more time. I'm going to go with Pakistan. Let's try Pakistan first just to make sure it came through. All these ice cream cone indicators. Add those guys. Load the data. Okay, so we do have it. It was a matter of it clearing the cache. So let's now add the rest of the locations and try to see if we can QA the data, make sure that the data got through nicely. To give you a technical explanation, the cache there wasn't refreshed, so we have to figure out a way to get you the data in a way that is prompt, but at the same time make the, or rather we want to have 2 things. We want to be able to get you new data as it comes in, but we also want the website to be fast. Those two things in that example are a little bit contradictory. So we can see here that we have these percentages pretty much worked out for these campaigns. So we didn't search for February. Maybe February didn't get mapped, but as you can see, this is the way that we were able to calculate the percentages here. So really quick, let's make a dashboard with these two indicators that we have. We can call it chocolate cones, and we can just make one simple chart. Let's call it a map for Pakistan. Ice cream cones. We have chocolate cone count. Let's not do that. Let's do the percentage, or let's do yeah. Why don't we just do chocolate cone count? That'll be good. And we can select Pakistan, and we want to be able to show a chlorophyll map. There we go. So cool. So we can already see that there's 35 versus 20 cones in Fata, which corresponds to what we had for January. So let's go ahead and save this current campaign for February. We can add some more data maybe, like I guess there's no bubbles available for us. Oh, so there we go. So we have a pretty simple map. We can change the colors if we want. Chocolate cone count in Pakistan. So very simple example, but that should give you an idea how to upload data. Thank you.